We saw a media day that I hope to never see again, quite honestly. Normally, it's just a whole big hootenanny of sort of like the United Nations of media, where everyone from around the world comes in and has a great time on the turf of whatever stadium that's holding the game. Usually that's where media day is held, or media night's been held now. And yesterday it was just all sorts of Zooms, and because the league has sponsorships or whatever. There was this background behind the players, and it looked weird. The whole thing just looked strange. They got ring lights, right? It's all about the ring, right? That's what we keep saying about Super Bowl week. It's all about the ring. Got to win that ring. No one can ever take it away from you. Now it's about ring lights. Don, put up the photographs that we pulled just to make this point about. There's Tom Brady taking the photograph of himself. This year's a little different than the others. Yes, it is. Normally, Tom's sitting at that podium right there in the middle. There's 10 podiums or 12 podiums. Usually the quarterback's on right in the middle with a huge monster-sized piece of turf and some benches usually for members of the media not to sit on but to stand on so they could shoot over the monster size of the mosh pit that's right in front. Usually the quarterbacks of the Super Bowl, it looks like the halftime show where the kids run out and there's right up their bellies up to the stage. That's the way it is for these quarterbacks. Instead, it's now Tom Brady sitting there on a laptop with the ring light that for Andy Reid, if you're wearing glasses, it just created like this weird, it's like, that function on your iPhone that you try to get the red eye out, and it just like, boop, it just pops and tries to get your it's got two rings on his mind right there. They're right there. The rings are on the reflection of the ring light on his glasses.
Going for number 2.
Yeah.
And usually you're hearing all these great stories because the energy is up and players are just thrilled to be there. It's a dream come true to get a podium at a Super Bowl media day or media night. It really is. It's kind of an acknowledgement not of your big play but of your personality as well. The teams will, or the league will request, teams will grant a podium to a player that media wants to talk to. I remember Chad Johnson told me once when he was I think this was in his Ocho Cinco days, that if he ever got to a Super Bowl podium, he would show up just wearing a towel. Sure enough, he did finally make the Super Bowl, but as kind of 5th or 6th on the wide receiver depth chart for the Patriots, he didn't get a podium. He just was strolling around the turf as players do if they're not getting a podium. They just stroll around in their jerseys, and needless to say, he either didn't run that wearing a towel idea up the Belichick flagpole, or it was rejected because he was fully clothed. But leave it to Gronk, man. Gronk will just, it doesn't matter. He's just going to be Gronk. Gronk will always be Gronk. The two best stories of the day that I heard yesterday, one was Gronk, one was Brady. One from Brady we talked about is that Giselle's left him home alone. And, you've seen our meme on our Instagram page and things of that nature. We created the movie poster. He's home. I mean, and we talked about it, about how, and you'll find this out, Chris, have you been around your house without little Cage being in it for a significant amount of time?
No, definitely not.
Okay, just
definitely
wait.
Not.
Again, the first 30 minutes, first hour, first 2 hours, it's like a vacation, and then you're like, it's really quiet around here. There's our
That's great. That's funny.
Thomas! There he is with his head in his hands. So that's one story. The other story was Gronk. Did you hear this one?
I did, if that's where you're going, yeah.
Gronk was apparently, when he was, he comes out of retirement, and he's going to play for the Buccaneers. And it's the pandemic. And I guess the Bucs wanted to keep his conditioning up. And required him to run sprints every day and send the video into the team so they could see the evidence of his workouts. Apparently, this is what was asked of him. So what he decided to do was run the sprints in different shirts on the same day.
Of course he did.
To make it look like they're different days worth of sprints because of his clothes, and space them out and just send it. So he got it all out of the way in one day. And then just Tuesday, I guess, was a blue shirt day. Wednesday was this shirt day, or maybe Thursday was a no shirt day. I don't know.
That is genius.
So that's the way that he got out. That's the way he went through it. Now it's out. It's out there. and him telling the story also of that we heard, right? That Bruce Arians told him that he was in New England shape in training camp. Remember that? He told that Arians profanely kicked him out of line or out of practice for the moment because he was not in Florida shape yet.
It's different.
Again, and this is what we're talking about. I mean, because Deshaun Watson is still a Texan, and the big trade happened over the weekend. We're waiting for kickoff. It's truly that simple, waiting for kickoff. And I'm assuming today there will be another media availability or two. Usually the players are available every single day of the week, all the way up to Thursday, and then they go away. And then Friday is that press conference every single year at the Super Bowl. That awkward press conference where it's both coaches
on the stage. Right?
Well, it used to be just one coach at a time.
Yeah.
And then when the Harbaughs coached against each other, they had both the AFC and NFC coaches show up at once because it was brother versus brother. And I think the league kind of dug it. So every year the AFC and the NFC head coach come together and the Lombardi Trophy's on the stage, and neither coach wants to go near it, doesn't want to look at it, doesn't want to be around it, doesn't want to ever seem to think that they're wanting it that bad. Because one of those coaches knows they're not going to touch it on Sunday. Usually that's the way it happens. I don't know. Which is why I always found it funny that they call one specific day media day, because every day is media day at the Super Bowl. So I don't know what we're going to glean between now and then, except the opinions of many people as to whether the Chiefs or the Bucs are going to win the Super Bowl. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.